Hello, hello. If you found this video, this message will be for you. Okay, I feel like whatever you have been working on, I don't know if this is your career, a project, whatever that may be, it is a work in progress, okay? Remember, it is a progress, and a progress is always better than no progress at all. Because what does progress say? It says that you are moving forward, okay? Seven of Pentacles. I feel like there has been some sort of contemplation or just really pondering whether or not if you should even continue this project or career, wherever you are in right now. When it comes to putting effort in, I feel like it just really, now it's all about drive. Okay, it's all about your drive, and if you're willing to persevere in between the storm, okay? Because I know that you could be dealing with one thing with your project, career, or whatever you are working on right now, and you could be dealing with another. So I feel like it may feel like things are just piling on top of each other without you actually figuring out what's in front of you or what's ahead of you right now at this very moment, because you have so much on your plate. But I feel like that is not the issue. Okay, I feel like your mind or your thoughts is just all over the place when it comes to dealing with different situations. It's almost as if like you don't know how to entirely navigate through all your challenges or struggles. I'm not gonna say struggle, okay? It's not a struggle, it's a challenge. And with any challenge, it's a work in progress, okay? As long as you not ignore it completely, but acknowledge that it's there and be okay with it and not just harp over it or just ponder any longer on that single thought, then I feel like that is when you start to really trickle down and despair and really losing hope of your future. And that is what we don't want. Okay? We don't want you to lose hope or lose your sight of vision. Okay? And I got a 10 of Cups and then the 9 of Wands, okay? I feel like when it comes to really open the possibility of happiness, of really just receiving happiness, it really just takes for you to actually be open to receive that type of happiness, okay? It doesn't really have to be a one-way street when it comes to you receiving the happiness that you deserve, you receiving the happiness that you want in this life, okay? Because you're way more deserving of what you might not think is possible. It's possible. As soon as you think it, it's there, okay? You just have to really tap into that energy and really tap into that mindset for you to actually get there, okay? It really just takes tapping in. Just tap in a little harder, okay? Just a little harder. And I know there may be just, also I feel like there may just be like little triggers here and there when it comes to the lifestyle you want, or just your way of life, your ideal life. Maybe you have not figured that all out yet. I feel like there has been just things put in front of you, or just an ideal, or just little bits and pieces of what you would like in your life in the future when it comes to being inspired by other people, or just the media, or people around you, or even someone who's close to you who may be living a lifestyle or a life that I feel like you may want, but yet you don't have. But also, it's all about just the power of your will, okay? Ace of Swords, the power of your will, and your will of determination and your will of drive. I don't know if that even makes sense. Who says the will of drive? I don't know, but I felt like I needed to say it. And also I got the Ace of Wands. Okay, Ace of Wands. You see how like there is just prosperity in that field, and that hand is just holding that wand that seems to be just growing with prosperity as you are holding that wand, because you hold the power. Okay, you hold the power for your future, even though it may feel like it's far away or it's out of reach, because other people may just be living the lives. It's almost as if like you feel that you cannot get to where you want to be because you are so focused on the outside, or people just living their life and you just being envy of it and not truly just putting in the work yourself or really focusing on yourself. Okay, it really just all depends on your point of attraction when it comes to you living the lifestyle that you want, you living your own way of life, you living the ideal version of yourself, and not really, how do I say it, going about how other people are living. It's almost as if like you are being sent these certain desires or certain just feelings of doubt or feelings of wanting to do better, wanting to be better. And not just with that, but I feel like also it's almost as if like it's like you see the world as your competition. Okay, I feel like you have this worldview of that is your competition and this is just me, and now I have to figure out a way to get better or be better at this amount of time. And if I'm not there, then I feel like you just bring you down. So I feel like it's almost as if like you are just really in your head a lot. It's exhausting. I'm losing my breath. Whew. I'm losing my breath as I'm like talking, because I feel like you're piling up more and more and more, and it's like you're doing the work for yourself. You know, no one else is doing it for you. You're just really piling it up yourself when it doesn't have to be piled up. You could just like set it aside, or just really acknowledge it for a second and move on, and just really focus on what's in front of you and what's happening right now. Okay, I know that may be hard, that may be just a challenge for you in itself when it comes to just really turning your attention, turning your point of attraction towards yourself and your goals, and really sticking to that vision and not really being strayed from your vision, or just really being thrown off the road because you see other people in your rearview mirror driving behind you and you're afraid that they're gonna just run you over. Okay, it's almost like you have to be a little bit more assertive, you have to be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to getting what you want, and closed mouths don't get fed. Okay, so learn to speak up, and really I feel like it's time for you to just break out of your shell. And this is your divine message. Okay, this is your divine message. If you're someone, I feel like you're someone who's shy, someone who's really closed off, or someone who is really not that outspoken when need to be, when it comes to just you paving your own path. Because in order for you to pave your own path, sometimes you have to really be loud in your presence, and maybe you have been really just too shallow or just too quiet in your presence for long enough, and now I feel like all this desires or all this really envy when it comes to other people and their lifestyle and their way of living is really just a nudge for you to actually push yourself over the edge just a little bit, just so that you can actually be more brave, have more courage, and really step forward. And when I say step forward, I mean step more boldly. Okay, step more boldly into who you are, into this higher version of yourself that I feel like that higher version of yourself has been wanting you to tap into that version. Knight of Swords. Tap into that version, but also really just doing it in a way where I feel like it's smart, and not too. And honestly, okay. Also, I feel like you have been doing things, or you have been putting forth effort, not for yourself, but like for other people. I don't know who, but I feel like it's almost as if like you're trying to prove yourself you're trying to prove yourself to other people, or to whoever I feel like you're trying to impress. But I feel like it hasn't been working. It will not work unless you actually put forward your best effort for yourself and not for what other people are doing. Okay, it's almost as if like you, like I said, there's some sort of competitive mentality when it comes to what you see in your 3D reality, and what you see is not truly real unless you agree to it. Okay, it's honestly, it's truly about you not paying so much attention to your 3D reality, because remember, your 3D reality is truly just lagging until you actually upgrade your frequency, until you actually start to tap in more into your higher version of yourself. Until then, it's not going to show up automatically. It's not going to show up immediately, okay? It's going to show up momentarily, but during that time, you have to really work with your energy in order for you to get there. I don't know if I'm making sense. It's like it's like when you're baking bread, okay? You know the end result of a bread being baked. You know what it's gonna look like, you know how it's gonna turn, like how it's gonna taste, you know, smell, like you know it's gonna be like soft and moist and whatever. But during that baking process, you have to actually not focus on the end result and actually focus on being baked. I don't know if that makes sense, but like just baking, okay? You have to keep baking. When I say keep baking, I say the weirdest analogies, okay? You have to keep baking with yourself, okay? I know what I'm saying is just stupid. Like baking with yourself as in baking with your talents, your skills, your knowledge, your vision, okay? Your determination, your heart, your soul, your love, like your passion. That is the process of baking. Okay, while that bread is baking, it's filling up with all that goodness and that good stuff. Okay. Yeah, that didn't make sense. But you get what I'm saying. Or probably not. I don't know. So also don't try to do things for others, or don't try to be so competitive to the point where you lose yourself and you lose your point of vision or your point of destination, okay? Because I feel like you have a vision, but I feel like from time to time it kind of gets blurred or it gets screwed because of so many different plates that you put on yourself, but also because of so much influence, okay? I feel like you can be in a way easily influenced by the outside, and I feel like this is something that's been happening like temporarily, but then again you tend to fall off these trends and these influences and then go on to the next thing that could be big for you, but you kind of see it big for other people, but then like you try to attempt it or you try to put effort into it and just it falls flat and falls short. That's because it wasn't for you. It's not meant for you. Okay, if something doesn't feel right, something doesn't really stick the way that it should when it comes to your passion, your heart, and your love for it, then it's not gonna stick to the wall. Okay, it has to stick. If you throw it to a wall, it has to stick. If it doesn't stick, then so be it. Okay, also don't be afraid of that. It's okay to try new things. I'm not saying to not attempt new things, to not attempt new ventures, and to not really explore new possibilities, because that is what your life is all about. It's about really dipping and dabbing into different things that could actually work for you when it comes to what you want to do for the long run. Okay, it doesn't have to be for the long run, but I feel like you're someone who have been really like, I don't know if it's like a midlife crisis or just been really like confused when it comes to your purpose in life. But I'm telling you right now that it really just, like I said, you have to light the way yourself, okay? When it comes to that, it really just depends on the amount of love and effort and perseverance that you're willing to put up with. Oh, and I just got the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands, and then I got the 10 of Wands. So this is just like, what? Okay. So I feel like, okay, this is a perfect card that I just put out. What I just said was you actually putting in effort, you actually putting in the work that I feel like you have been doubting or just really been questioning when it comes to your purpose. But also I feel like it's like you have this competitive spirit, even though you may not even have realized it or acknowledged it up until now, until I said something when it comes to being competitive. But I feel like I don't know where this comes from when it comes to you automatically or subconsciously competing with those who don't even know that you're competing with them. Okay, they don't even know that you're competing with them, but like for you, it's something that I feel like you have to overcome when it comes to proving yourself. Okay, because what's most important is that you prove to yourself that you can really put in effort or put forth effort or determination for yourself rather than for other people or for your 3D reality or for whoever is around you. Okay, and you don't have to be easily influenced. Okay, it's okay to be positively influenced when it comes to your passion and your love and what you want to do or whatever you decide to do in your life, in your career. But also I feel like you have to make your mark on your own. Okay, you have to make your mark on your own, and you don't know the backstory of whoever you are competing with. You don't know how they got there. You don't know what kind of work they did. You don't know if they had the easy way. You don't know if they had the hard way. But it doesn't really truly matter, because no matter what, it really just is you at the end of the day. Only you have you at the end of the day, and you have to really put all your eggs in a basket for yourself and not for others. And it doesn't matter who's watching, it doesn't matter who is applauding, okay? Because truly you are supported, and you are surrounded by support and surrounded by love. And there's going to be mistakes and there's going to be challenges along the road, but that's nothing you can't overcome, okay? Because you have overcome so much already, and you can overcome anything at this point when it comes to these challenges that I feel like you have been facing. It's more so of mental challenges. It's more so of really emotional challenges, and also just keeping yourself focused in your vision, and really, like I said, not really depending on who's in front of you, who's beside you, or who's behind you, but just really just depends on who you are in this very moment. And that is what's going to help make your mark. That is what's going to help you win the race against yourself, okay? Because it's not a race against time, it's a race against yourself, and only you are holding yourself back. But you have the power to really unblock yourself and truly surpass anyone and everyone, as long as you actually pour back into yourself. Okay, pour as much as into yourself as you want others to do so, if that makes sense. Okay, and it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to really try something and fail, but it's really, honestly, it's better to try and fail than to not try at all. So I commend you for that. And that is all today. And thank you for tuning in. And